My name is Chase Sanborn. This is the Wallace Brewing Company. When we started the brewery, we had the building. We didn't have any equipment yet, and we had the idea. My partner and I started it about a year before we actually started the construction in this building. So when we were looking for names, we sat down here with all the partners, our marketing guy, and we sat in a corner of this empty building and we drank beer, and we had post-it boards up on the wall, and we just wrote down ideas. And I pushed heavily for the Wallace Brewing Company because I wanted it to be significant. This is our community. We're Wallace. I didn't want it being one of the owners' names, any kind of weird tangent name, or any of the funky names we were throwing out that have connotations for what goes on here in the valley. So Wallace just seemed like a good, solid name. And we also were hoping that it would carry over when we started selling beer outside of our state and our area, that people would recognize the city of Wallace more than probably the Wallace Brewing Company, so that would give us a tie-in. When we were doing that whole process, we also worked on our logo. So mining and bordellos are the big theme of the city of Wallace. We are historic mining camp here. We started in the 1800s, and mining has been the basic bread and butter of this community. So we took a logo that has the miner's hard hat and two rock picks, and so then we encompassed those into our logo. We opened our doors the end of 2008. We actually got all of our permits and got open legally the beginning of 2009. I homebrewed for many years, and I had recently been doing a clone of a vanilla bourbon stout. And my main partner, Dean Cooper, who owns the 1313 Club restaurant, he had recently purchased that. So he was getting a lot of people coming in asking for what's local. And I was cloning a vanilla bourbon stout and using Jim Beam and real vanilla bean, and everybody loved it. And so his first thought was, we should open a brewery. My job at the time, I worked for a national parking company in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I was ready to go on to something much more gratifying. And so I jumped at it. I said, yeah, absolutely. And we got started, and that was pretty much it. And it was, let's just go. And we had no idea what we were doing when we jumped into it. For the first 2 years, or 2.5 years, I did everything in here. I brewed, I bartended, I mopped the floors, I cleaned the kegs. I did everything. I recognized that I can't get us any further. I can only get us to good beers, and every once in a while a great mixed in there, but how we got to that, who knows. So we made the decision as a company to do a job search for a professional brewer, and because we want to grow this business into something really substantial, and you got to hire pros. And so we went out and we did a job search through Pro Brewer and the Brewer Association, and we interviewed 5 people, and we flew Jack in for an interview, and then we liked him and we hired him. We're a community brewery that sells beer regionally. Our philosophy for brewing is to brew really great beers consistently, and we go to great lengths to that. We have Jack, the brewmaster, has an incredible documentation of everything he does. We send every brew out to a third party. We send it to White Labs to have testing done on each one, just to make sure we didn't miss something along the line. We just want to make sure that the quality is extremely high, and that what we send out we know is right. Some of our beers aren't real flamboyant. We stick with some pretty traditional styles and stick to those styles. And so our philosophy is kind of just serious beer, but having a good time doing it. When we did our IPA, it was very much a group effort. We sat down probably 8 people, had a full page notepad with specific questions and grading marks, And we drank 25 IPAs from across the country and said, what do we like as customers and personally? What do we like? And we came up with our IPA. Now our IPA is not going to win any medals for an IPA, but it is very good. It's very well balanced, and we have a lot of fans. It's 70 IBUs. We've got a good grain load, so it's 7% alcohol, but you can taste the grain and the malt that we put in there, as opposed to just tasting hops. And so we went kind of that route. We want drinkable beer also. It would be fun to do some extravagant, far out stuff, but right now we're into what our customers in our local regional area are going to accept, and we think that we're targeting that well. And our IPA is our biggest selling beer, so we must be hitting some sort of market there. I enjoy working with our employees. Right now, we have just an absolutely great crew. Kayla at the bar, and she does a great job. She just connects with people, and she really makes the beer tasting experience a lot of fun. And then we have Jack and Eli in the brewery, and Jack's our brewmaster, and Eli is his helper. Everybody enjoys coming to work and being in town, and that just makes a difference. They do wonderful work for me. Right now, we've got some expansion in the works. The plan is to keep growing. We have room to grow where we currently are. It's just building it bigger. And we're trying to really capture our Washington, Idaho, and Montana markets. We have a lot of craft breweries now in our general area. What makes us different is that we're not hobby brewists. We're in this as our occupation. We want to be pros, and we want to be pros doing that. So we want to do everything we do first class. We spend extra money on marketing. We test our beers. We make sure that they're always the highest of quality, and we just want to be the standard for our area, and just own our backyard, so to speak. But we still want people to know that we enjoy what we do, and this is more joy than work. So in 2012, it was Jack's first beer that he brewed for us. We won a bronze medal at the North American Brewers Association contest. It was for our red light, named after our historic red light district here in Wallace, and it's an Irish red ale. And it's just a smooth, malty beer, real easy to drink. It's a great starter beer for someone who's new to the craft scene. And we got a bronze medal that year. Killian's Red took the gold, and the Sam Adams Irish Red got the bronze. So we were in good company, and felt pretty good about it. Everybody's having a good time, and we get a lot of stuff done, and we take care of what we do. So that's it's not really a philosophy, but it's just what we do. The beer was a good option, yeah.